Bhaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati nishtaki Ārādhayo bhagavāna vrajeshu tanayas tadhāma vrindavanam ramya kāchitupāsana vrajavadhu vargena va kalpita Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramanam prema pumartho mahan Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu matamidam tatradharana para Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sivapishay Gurave Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunvanti Divyaistave Veda Sangha Pada Kramopanishadair Gayanti Yat Samaga Dhyana Avasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yat Yam Yogino Yasyantam na vidusura suragana devaye tasmai namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Canto 10, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter 28, entitled Lord Kṛṣṇa saves Nanda Maharaj from the abode of Varuna. We have read till text number 14 yesterday, so we'll move on to text number 15. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahma Jyoti Sanatanam Yadhi Pashyanti Munayo Gunapaya Samahitaha. Translation purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Abhicharan Arvind, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Kṛṣṇa revealed the indestructible spiritual effulgence which is unlimited. Conscious and eternal, sages see that spiritual existence in trance, when their consciousness is free of the modes of material nature. Purport. In text 14, Lord Kṛṣṇa revealed to the residents of Vrindavan his own abode, his spiritual planet of Krishna Loka. This and innumerable other Vaikuntha planets float in an infinite ocean of spiritual light called Brahma Jyoti. That spiritual light is in fact the spiritual sky, which Kṛṣṇa also quite naturally revealed to the residents of Vrindavan. For example, if we want to show the moon to a child, we may say, "Look up in the sky, see the moon over there in the sky." Similarly, Lord Kṛṣṇa in the vast spiritual sky, Lord Kṛṣṇa revealed the vast spiritual sky to the residents of Vrindavan, but emphasized in text 14 and in the following text 16 the actual destination of the Lord's associates was his own planet. Hare Krishna. So Lord Kṛṣṇa here has shown the beautiful spiritual planets, spiritual abode, Vaikuntha, Goloka, Vrindavan, which is the destination of the bhaktas. So I think we have discussed this point quite a few times, but since it is so important, it is worth noting again. So let's do some drawing. This is the demarcation of material and spiritual world. The material world is like a anda, egg-shaped. There are 14 layers, Brahmalok. So we are somewhere in the middle of that egg, Brahmanda. Bhu, Bhava, Swa, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya, Brahmaloka. 7 above or 6 above, 7 below. We are 8th from the bottom. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatal, Patal, all these planets are below the Bhuloka. This is all material world, right? This is all material world. We are here, right? In the exit map, or we see in a public place, it says you are here in a hotel, in a public place. That's where we are. You are here. And in emergency, right? We should know where is the exit path and always know, right? That's why they have it. So this is beyond this. So there are multiple layers: earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then finally this whole thing is spiritual sky. And there are planets. This is the topmost Goloka Vrindavan. So consider this as like a spheres, right? Then there is other Vaikuntha Lokas, Ayodhya. Then first there is Ayodhya, Narsingha Loka, etc. Other different these planets. Sorry, I'm not drawing properly circles. I think you are getting the essence. So different planets, then the Vaikuntha Loka, and beyond that, beyond the Vaikuntha Loka is the spiritual sky. Okay, so consider these as different lokas, right? And the topmost one is Goloka Vrindavan. There are different Vaikuntha planets, Vaman Loka, this Loka, Ayodhya, above, based on the rasas. There are a lot of these. And what is surrounding them? What is surrounding them? Is the effulgence. So this is the effulgence, the whole effulgence of the Lord. So the effulgence is surrounding all these planets, which is called also called, yes. So all this is basically the spiritual sky, or Brahma Jyoti, or the light which is coming from these, like the sun and the sun rays. Sorry, it's not a very good drawing, but I hope you're tolerate my shortcomings. So this is the above is the spiritual, and below is the material. But in spiritual world also we see there are different gradations. So here we're talking about the spiritual sky, which was also shown. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, indestructible, full of knowledge, Anantam, unlimited. These are some of the qualities of the spiritual effulgence. It's unlimited, yes, Sat, right? But the Ananda is missing. So the Jnanis and the yogis who aspire to go say, okay, Nirvana, Brahma Jyoti, they say, we want to be one with the Lord, or also called Sarupya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti, sorry. Sayujya Mukti, amongst the 5 types of liberation, the Jnanis, yogis aspire for this. But Bhaktas, no, as Prabhupada is clearly mentioning here, Bhaktas do not aspire for this. In fact, Mukti is like a side byproduct. Because Mukti also is selfish. Mukti means I should be free from problems, but bhakti means Krishna should be happy. If Krishna is happy, and if we become via medium and an instrument to make Krishna happy, then Krishna takes care of that person. That person is a surrendered servant of Krishna. That person doesn't have to worry even for mukti. And Krishna says, I'll take care. It's like Krishna's own child. Mukti is also Krishna's servant. Mukti kahe Gopal se meri mukti batao. मुक्ति बोल रही है गोपाल से, अरे मैं सबको मुक्त करती हूँ, मेरी क्या मुक्ति होगी? मुक्ति कहे गोपाल से मेरी मुक्ति बताओ, व्रज रज माथे लगे मुक्ति मुक्त हो जाए. The dust of Raja, even mukti is liberated. This is the power of bhakti, and devotees, they are swimming in the Vraj Raja or Vaishnavira Pada Raja. Vaishnavira Pada Dhuli Tahi Murasnana Keli. Right? This is Vrindavan consciousness. The Lord associate, the actual destination is his own planet, that means Goloka Vrindavan. Any other thoughts, comments here? Okay, text 16. Anyone would like to read this? Anyone in a position to read?
I can read.
I can read.
Please go.
Sharma Mata, you can read, and Ekant Prabhu can read the next one.
Sure, Babaji. Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Te tu brahma hadam nita magna krishnena chodadrita dadrishur brahmano lokam yatra kruro adjagat pura. Translation by the disciples of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. The cowherd men were brought by Lord Kṛṣṇa to the Brahma Siddha, made to submerge in the water, and then lifted up. From the same vantage point, the Akrura saw the spiritual world. The cowherd men saw the planet of the absolute truth. Purport: the unlimited extension of spiritual light, called the Brahma Jyoti in text 15, is compared to a lake called Brahma Hrida. Lord Kṛṣṇa submerged the cowherd men in that lake in the sense that he submerged them in the awareness of the impersonal Brahman. But then, as indicated by the word Uddrita, he lifted them to a higher understanding, that of the personality of Godhead in his own planet. As clearly stated here, Dadrishur Brahmano Lokam. They saw, just as Akrura did, the transcendental abode of the absolute truth. The evolution of consciousness may be briefly summarized as follows. In ordinary consciousness, we perceive and are attracted to the variety of material things. Rising to the first stage of spiritual consciousness, we transcend material variety and focus instead on the undifferentiated one, which lies behind and gives existence to the many. Finally, rising to Krishna consciousness, we find that the absolute spiritual one contains its own eternal variety. In fact, since the world is a mere shadow of eternal existence, we would expect to find spiritual variety within the one. And indeed we do find it in the sacred text of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Astute readers may note that the pastime involving Akrura takes place later in the Bhagavatam, after the present affair with the cowherd men. The reason Shukadeva Goswami says Akrura saw Vaikuntha-pura previously is that all the incidents took place many years before the conversation between Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. for joining and reading all the way from India. I know you must be so busy and have so many things to do and meet family, friends, etc. But still you took time in the early morning hours to read Bhagavatam. Thank you so much. So, Brahmahrida is the transcendental water. What is this? Also known as Viraja Lake, also known as the water of the Brahma Jyoti or spiritual sky. This is the very water which, when Vaman Dev came and he pierced the different layers of the material world, this transcendental water was the one which started to come, known as the Ganges. So when it comes to the material world, this water is called the Ganges, which passes through all the three upper, lower, and middle planetary systems, or three Lokatapini, Ganga Devi. So Brahmahrida. But this is also not the complete understanding of the Lord. Therefore, the word used is Udritaha. Udritaha Kṛṣṇena cha Udritaha. Kṛṣṇa lifted them to a higher understanding or a personal understanding. This is what Kṛṣṇa wants. Then he showed them the loka. Which loka? The spiritual world, the absolute truth, the planet of the absolute truth. So very, very nicely mentioned here that the Lord uplifted them to a higher understanding. That's what happens in bhakti also. We may have some understanding. Similar first in Tamoguna to Rajo, Rajo to Sato, Sato to Shuddha Sato. There's a higher understanding. So devotee, why aren't we Krishna consciousness? To uplift our understanding about the goal of life. I was hearing a class yesterday. These days, what is considered as normal? What is considered normal? Normal means, have nice job, nice house, nice car, nice wife, husband, nice children. That's considered normal. Is it not? So in this society, actually, very few people are taking to the path of bhakti. Others are thinking, oh, we are normal people. Do our job, get some bread, butter, eat, sleep, be merry. This is the symptom of Kali Yuga. This is considered normal, but actually it's nothing other than animalistic life, to be honest, as per the scriptures. And since 99% of people we see around want to have that, even having that also is a challenge, right? Therefore, there is very little understanding of, or higher understanding. But what do Kṛṣṇa and his devotees do? They uplift our understanding. Don't live just like animals. They bathe us in the nectar of the Harinam, in the nectar of Prasad, in the nectar of Vaishnava Sangha, in the nectar of Bhagavatam. And what is the outcome? They help us to uplift our understanding from the lower modes to higher modes, to understand what is the purpose of my life. What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? Athato Brahma Jigyasa, to acquire, to understand the science of self-realization, the higher taste. They give us the higher taste, they give us the higher understanding that Kṛṣṇa is doing here. The whole human life is there to uplift us. Udritaha. So we must help to uplift ourselves and uplift others also to the best we can. And how do we do that? By taking shelter of Harinam, of the Vaishnavas, of Bhagavatam, of devotees like Shukdev and Parikshit Maharaj. This is Krishna consciousness, rising to Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada is saying this contains eternal variety, right? Material world has variety, is it not? So material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. If in material world there are so many preparations to eat, right? If you, let's say even sattvic preparations, which are bona fide, which can be offered to Krishna. Let's ignore all the non-vegetarian and non-offerable preparations. If all the people from all the cultures and all the backgrounds and all the customs and all the varieties of flora and fauna and food and grains, and if they all come together, what must be the number of preparations they all can make? At least 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, right? It must be a lot. All different preparations, right? So if in material world there is so much variety, this is the reflection of the spiritual world. Spiritual world has unlimited more variety. And that adds to flavor, that adds to love, that adds to joy. Colors, fragrance, beauty. That's spiritual world. Any other thoughts, comments anyone has? Okay, we'll read the next one. Text number 17. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Pranam. Text 17. Nan dadyastutam dristva paramananda nivritaha Krishnam cha tatra chanando bihi stutya manam su vismitaha. Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men felt the greatest happiness when they saw that transcendental adobe. They were especially amazed to see Krishna himself there, surrounded by the personified Vedas, who were offering him prayers. Although the residents of Vrindavan considered themselves ordinary persons, Lord Krishna wanted them to know of their extraordinary good fortune. Thus, within a lake in the Yamuna river, the Lord showed them her personal adobe. The cowherd men were amazed to see that the kingdom of God has exactly the same spiritual atmosphere as their own earthly Vrindavan. And that just as in their Vrindavan, Lord Krishna was personally present in their unique vision. He was present as a Lord of the spiritual world. As Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura points out, these verses emphasize that Lord Krishna did not merely show the cowherd men as sample Vaikuntha planet, but that he specifically revealed his Krishna Loka, the greatest of eternal adobes and the natural home of residents of Vrindavan, who loved Krishna more than anyone else. Thus ends the purport of humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada to their 10th canto, 28th chapter of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam entitled Krishna rescues Nanda Maharaj from the adobe of Varuna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please
Prabhu, any
explain.
comments you have?
purport itself, the translation meaning is amazing, Prabhuji. I don't know how they have visualized it, but it is amazing. Even by reading it, I feel like how beautiful it was. And I mean, people in Vrindavan, so how fortunate they were. The supreme personality is turned to be a small kid around them and playing with them like a normal person, and how fortunate they were. Just and he and we aspire, we or at least people like me think that Vaikuntha is somewhere else, which we cannot see, but Krishna has really showed in, just like in Yamuna Nadi, in Demiyar river, he showed the Vaikuntha planet for them, and showed them how fortunate they were all who are with Krishna in Vrindavan. And we are also fortunate to have a place like Vrindavan, very very much accessible to all of us, and people like me get to go there, but but hearing all these stories will make us motivate to go there and have darshan and touch the dust of Vrindavan, Prabhuji. That's what I want to. Thank you, Prabhuji. Please add more.
Wow. Thank you. Param Ananda, Nanda, Nand Adya. And they saw the Drishtva, Nanda, who is full of joy. That means Nanda. Nanda also got Paramananda. They were overwhelmed with joy. What? They saw Krishna cha tatra. There they saw Krishna. And all the Vedic hymns and the Vedas, etc. This is the unimaginable mercy that Krishna wants. Krishna can show his spiritual world, like he showed to Narad Muni also, the glimpse. And actually, what is spiritual? Krishna is revealing us in the Bhaumya Vrindavan. And the Vrajvasis saw, hey, what we saw over there and what we are experiencing here is kind of the same. And that's actually true. Vrindavan, Yamuna Rani, Govardhan, the dust is the same. Divancha Kalpa Vriksha, they're the same. And what is Raja? What is Raja? Raja means everyone has one focus: to love Krishna, to serve Krishna. And that environment, that consciousness can be created and must be created in every house, in every community, in every temple, in every city, country, and world. Then this world will also become Raja or Vrindavan. Easier said than done, but we can do our part. Is it not? Whatever. Let's begin with family by family. Start with our family. Try to expand to others. Those who may be your friends, relatives, those may be open to suggestions, to hear. To build that Vrindavan environment at our home. How to build that? Where everyone is in Paramananda. Vrindavan means everyone is supremely happy. The more we keep Krishna as the center, the more that environment will be created or strengthened. The more I keep myself as the center, the more demoniac environment will be created. Because demon means self-centered. Devotee means Krishna-centered. So we can create that environment. Yes, as Ekant Prabhu said, we must absolutely try to go for pilgrimage, especially in the month of Kartik, or if month of Kartik, as we know, many of our devotees have gone to Jagannath Puri and Vrindavan. It's very, very great. We must plan. We must plan. It's very, very noble and holy and spiritual to charge up our spiritual batteries. His Grace Visheshika Prabhu spends every month in Govardhan, every Kartik month in Govardhan, just reading, hearing, 5 hours, 6 hours a day, reading Bhagavatam, doing parikrama and other things. So many senior Vaishnavas go to Vrindavan, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, yatras. So we must also try as far as possible. Plan our vacations accordingly. Plan our kids' schedule, schools, vacations, job. We have to plan well in advance, because I understand going to India may not be a quick thing, like, okay, turn on your car and drive for 2 hours and you're there. There are so many things you have to plan: the visa, and the stamping, and the tickets, and the vacations, and kids' schedule, and whatnot, right? But where there's a will, there is a way. I have seen that through many others example. There's a will, there is a way. Those who are determined, they figure out a way. School, office, job, everything aligns. We'll feel a lot of spiritual nourishment if we go there, especially in the holy dhams. Any other thoughts, comments here? This is the last verse of chapter 28. We just completed that. Okay, let's take a quick summary of this chapter. Maybe all of you can share. I think I've shared the summary a few times now. If there is anything which struck you in this wonderful chapter of Nanda. First, he was being kidnapped because he entered the water at a wrong time, so-called wrong time. And Varuna's servant kidnapped him, then Kṛṣṇa went and rescued him. And then finally we come to this verse. That's a very short summary. A lot of details are there. But if something struck you, everyone can share at least one point, at least something which struck you, some take-home message from this chapter which you like. Please share. Anyone? Any lesson, any take-home message, any philosophical point you liked, or any lila aspect you liked, or anything which is a comment or a reflection or a take-home message?
This is Ekant. Sorry, Babuji, I couldn't. I know you summarized quite a bit times, but with what I just heard or remembered, there are what I felt, or what I kind of took or learned. One point is it's very he's supreme, Prabhuji. I mean, we all know that by now, but it's always there is by hearing all this or listening to these stories. One point which I'm taking is I want to. Maybe it's more like, when we talk through it, it is important to get a spark of what the story is about, but I feel like it's giving me a motivation factor to go back, at least read at least the translations and purports of the Leela and understand myself. I can take one more step. It's not a big chapter, like there are 28, 30 verses in it. Just go back there and read it and understand. And like, we it's like, you do the butter, right? Probably like when you do that, I don't know what do you call in English, but madanam, right? It's like Sanskrit word. So maybe when we do it, I get more insight or more happiness by hearing this Leela and what exactly we have to understand or I have to learn from this lesson. That's what I'm when you are talking about all this Leela, that's what I was thinking through in my mind, but I just want to share it out, Prabhuji. And I'm sure that I was thinking that tomorrow morning kids have no school, probably in the first thing as soon as we get up, finish our daily thing, chanting, and then probably I'll just pick up Bhagavatam and then read one more time the whole chapter. It's not a big chapter, as you said, it's very small chapter. At least read per version translation is what I was thinking of you.
Nice. Yes, only 17 verses. I was on the same line as Ekant Prabhu said. I was hearing a class recently, and one devotee was making a very, very beautiful point. But bhakti or spiritual learning or spiritual understanding is not linear, right? Linear, but it is spiral. That means what? Every time we read, right? We don't read to just get it done, like check a box. Like we study second grade, we don't study ever, right? Do we study the syllabus or third grade, fifth grade, even college, right? No, done, passed that stage, second grade passed, fifth grade passed, 12th grade passed, check the box, done, never to go back again, right? Done. But bhakti is a spiral. Every time we read, we understand, we go deeper in that. This is Krishna consciousness. So every time we read, Prati shloke prati akshare nana artheka. So Nanda Maharaj, I'll do a quick summary again for my purification. So Sri Bhadrayana or Sri Shukdev Goswami starts this chapter on the day of Dwadashi, the next day after Ekadashi. So Nanda Maharaj and some other friends, cowherd men, they entered the water. But the time, it was just pre-sunrise. That means a few hours before. So technically, it was not an auspicious time as per the certain rules. And therefore, a servant of Varuna is the sea god, Varun Dev, he captured or kidnapped, we can say, like took Nanda Maharaj with him and brought to his master, that means Varun Dev. Seeing that, everyone, this saw, Kṛṣṇa, Rama, help, hey Bhagavan, help. When Bhagavan tat upashrutya pitram varunahritam, he understood that this is Varuna's trick. Swanam abhayodo viduhu, I will give fearlessness. That's a beautiful takeaway. I really like that. Kṛṣṇa is the one who gives fearlessness to his devotees. So when we call out Kṛṣṇa, Rama, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Kṛṣṇa will understand. Kṛṣṇa will protect us. He's our father, he's our mother, he's our everything. He'll understand and do the best to give us fearlessness. So finally Kṛṣṇa reached there, right? But as we were discussing, if our dear one is kidnapped, let's say our father or mother or husband, wife, children, and somehow we reach there to rescue, what kind of scene we expect? Tension, high emotions, maybe fear, right? Maybe horror, right? But here the scene is totally different. Kṛṣṇa reached there, Lord Rishikesha reached there, and Varuna worshipped him with elaborate offerings, all the different kinds of offerings he brought with great jubilation. And then he offered prayers. Tvat pada bhajo bhagavan avupa param advaha. You have come, you're the goal of my life, is achieved. Wow. There's another take-home point. What is the goal of life? The demigods who have lot of opulence. As we were discussing, the demigod, the richest person on this planet would be a beggar in the demigod world or demigod planets. The most beautiful lady or gentleman in this planet would be like a frog in front of the demigods damsels. That's their opulence. Much higher, right? Much, much higher. What we can think of. But that person who has that wealth, that opulence, that name, fame, is what is he saying? This is my goal of life is achieved to seek. And that was how this whole Leela was orchestrated. So this is Varuna speaking. Namastubhyam bhagavate brahmane paramatmane na yatra shruyate maya lokasa shri vikalpana. We tried to memorize this verse also, that Maya cannot touch. There is no trace of illusory energy. He's the one, lokasa shri vikalpana, he's the one who orchestrates or creates everything. Please forgive ajanata mame kena mudin. He is my foolish servant. He does not know. He brought your father. Oh my God. Please forgive. Shantam arhati. Oh Bhagavan, oh Bhavan. Please forgive us. And like that, he was offering different prayers. Please be merciful. You are the most affectionate to your father. The word used is pita. Te pitravatsala. This is your father. And we read in the purport that he was sitting, the father was not being like tortured by the kidnappers. He was being worshipped by Varuna as well, because Varuna's servant was ignored. But Varuna realized, oh, he is Nanda Maharaj, he is father of the Supreme Lord. He was worshipping him, seated him on a golden throne, right? Then finally, Shukdev Goswami, so the Varuna conversation is over. Now Shukdev Goswami, Varuna says, please take your father. Please forgive me. I made a mistake. My servant made a mistake. Another take-home point, the mistake of the servant is equivalent to the mistake of master. We discussed that also. The child does something wrong. The parents also get the sin. The subjects in the kingdom, if they do something wrong, the king get the sin also, a portion of the sin, right? So being a father, mother, husband, king is a very responsible position. What is the responsibility? To take them back home, back to Godhead. That's the biggest responsibility. Jitendra Prabhu, you unmuted. You wanted to share a comment or something?
No, Prabhuji. Sorry, it was by mistake.
Oh, no, Prabhu, please. So then Shukdev Goswami continues. Finally, they saw the opulence of Varuna. Nanda Maharaj had seen, he was present right there. Oh my God, this Varuna was serving my child and glorifying my child and offering respect to Kṛṣṇa. Then he came back and he narrated all this to the cowherd men. They were very eager and they developed a desire to see the transcendental abode. Then Kṛṣṇa, being the Bhakta-Vatsala, fulfilled their desire, showed them the transcendental abode, spiritual world, where he was also present. Like Mata Yashoda saw Kṛṣṇa in the saw when she asked, hey, did you eat dirt? No, Mother. Kṛṣṇa, yes, Mama. Eating dirt? No, Mama. Telling lie? No, Mama. Open your mouth? Ha, ha, ha. The big mouth you open. And then Mata Yashoda saw all the universes. And then in those universes, he saw herself. And then Kṛṣṇa opening the mouth. And then it's like a GIF, like, right? Have you seen that? I think someone created a GIF, GIF. So within the mouth, there is Kṛṣṇa. And within that, this Leela is happening. And then Kṛṣṇa is opening the mouth. And then again, it like a cyclical, it continues. Very beautiful. This is, and then she gets like a dizzy. What am I? Where am I? Where am I? I'm here, there. Like, I don't know what's going on. So like that, this sometimes those moments happen. But finally, he also showed the Brahma Jyoti, which is the effulgence, Satyam, Jnanam. We read that today. But the final, the abode is the spiritual world, personally present where Krishna is personally present, which is Goloka Vrindavan for the devotees. And finally, everyone was very happy because their desire was fulfilled, and they know for certain that this Vrindavan, that Vrindavan, this is kind of the same. And they were very, very happy to be with Krishna again. So the story wraps up in this beautiful ending. Hare Krishna. Any other thoughts, comments anyone has?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanyavad Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji, for explaining this beautiful chapter nicely. So I have one reflections and one question. So Krishna lives in Goloka, right, Prabhuji? So the gopis, he showed the Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha, where Lord Vishnu with Lakshmi Devi lives, right? So Krishna's planet is higher than Vaikuntha. Is that correct? That is my question. So here it describes about Vaikuntha. So Krishna Loka or Vaikuntha, sorry, is that same?
Go ahead.
So Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha, and Golok Vrindavan. That's, I just would like to understand.
Krishna, Loka, Vaikuntha, and
Goloka. Is that
Goloka.
three are the different one or the same?
It's a very nice question. We will do diagram here. Might help. You see my screen?
Yes.
What's the outermost circle? Vaikuntha. There may be some more layers as well. And this is just one of those. There are like unlimited like these. So when we are talking about Vaikuntha, what does the word Kuntha mean? Kuntha means anxiety, stress. Vaikuntha means no anxiety. So it is the place of spiritual world where Krishna is present. Now, see, when we say Krishna or when we say Supreme Lord, everyone may have a little bit different picture in their mind. Therefore, Vaikuntha is the place where Lord Vishnu is primarily present. But what is the relationship? Like Dasya Rasa is primarily present. Dasya Rasa, correct? That Lakshmi ji is serving. So in those now Vaikuntha, also there are other like Narshinga Loka, Vamana Loka, Varaha, multiple. These are all part of, Lord. Primarily, what is the relationship? Dasya Rasa. Multiple Vaikuntha planets are there. And we're calling this as Vaikuntha. Small, big, right? Different forms of the Lord are present. Correct? Is it okay so far?
Yes, probably. Yeah.
But now we go one layer inside. Oops. We go to one layer inside, and this is the Ayodhya. What is that layer? Now from Dasya, there is one level up. What rasa comes? Shante, Dasya.
Shakya. That's
Sakhya, Vatsalya. So there is some element of Sakhya in Ayodhya, not too much. Like Lord Ram used to consider Sugriva as his friend, but Sugriva still was not equal level friendship, correct? It was not equal level friendship, because Sugriva did consider him as master, because he did not consider Ram as his friend. They didn't used to eat in the same plate. Oh, how can I eat in the same plate as the master? So, and then of course, like Dashrath Maharaj, Kaushalya, etc., there is some element of Vatsalya. But do we hear much about Lord Ram's childhood pastimes? A little bit playing with the crow and Kagbhushandi, but there's not much reference, right? But now if we go further, there is the highest of all the rasas. The peak of Vatsalya, the peak of Sakhya, the peak of Madhurya Rasa, the Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna is personally present. Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dhama Ratana Mandira Manohara. Right, the famous bhajan. Tara Madhya Hema Pita Dui Ache Bosatita, where the Dui Prabhu, Radha Krishna, are seated on that golden throne, and then the Ashtasakhis, they're all present. So if I say, oh, Goloka Vrindavan is Vaikuntha planet, that is correct, because it's a subset, right? So the lower rasas are covered in the upper, right? But not like vice versa, right? If someone is serving in the Sakhya rasa, the other rasas are already covered, lower rasa. So when we say Krishna Loka, this is our destination. This is what Gaudiya Vaishnavas are aspiring for. And beyond this, beyond this is the effulgence, actually, the Vaikuntha effulgence. So you can say the like the sun rays. This is the Vaikuntha called Brahma Jyoti, Karanada Koshana, or Brahma Garbha, as we read today. Does this help? This is all effulgence, Brahma Jyoti.
okay.
Right?
Yes. So, so here in the text, according to text 16 purport, so the gopis, that's also, I just would like to clear in that part also. So Krishna took the gopis to the Brahmarag to show the Brahmajyoti effulgence. Then he uplifts them to the absolute truth. So means Krishna is actually showing them to exhibit his three forms, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, in this way. Is he showing that to the gopis?
Sorry, just to there are no gopis. There's no like clear mention of gopis here. These are all cowherd men.
Okay. Yeah, Gopa boys. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay, so is that Krishna is
Yes,
exhibiting?
Krishna, I mean, we can see that as a lesson that Krishna is lifting his devotees, that the devotees don't get entangled with the Brahma Jyoti. There is higher. That's the main takeaway which I get. Yes. There's the main takeaway. Krishna is uplifting his devotees. Hey, this is not your destination. But to know and not be entangled there. Udhritaha. He lifted out. That Brahma Loka, Indra Loka, Brahma Jyoti, all these are not our destination. Keep going higher like a Chataka bird. Nothing but the best. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I know a little over time, but I guess we can pause here. Thank you so much. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Jai Śrīla Prabhupada.
Thank you.